Hello, I'm Bonnie, and welcome to my craft room. Today, I'm going to show you how to create this overlay and how I made this card that I am going to send to a friend of mine. You too will be able to create a card like this in just a few easy steps. So, let's get started and let's head over to the design space. I'm going to start with the base of the card, and I'm going to click on Shapes, click on the square, and then I'm going to change the color of that square from black to the light golden, and then with the square still highlighted, I'm going to change the width to 7.0, and I'm going to change the height to 10.0. So when we're finished, this will actually give us a 5x7 card. Now that the card base has been created, let's put a score line in this card so that we can fold it in half. Go to Shapes and select the score line. Once the score line comes in, we'll move it over. But if you hold the Shift key and the Rotate key, this will rotate the line into small increments so that you can get that into a perfectly flat line. Now just pull it across, and I'm going to move that back, and it does not have to be in the center. We're going to drag a box around both the base of our card as well as that score line and go up and click on Align and Center. That will put the score line directly in the center of our card. Now let's go back, click off that, then go back, select both the base as well as the score line again, and come down to the bottom, and we're going to attach. That way that line will stay right where it's supposed to be. Alright, now let's draw the overlay. We'll go back to Shapes, select the square, and we're going to change the color to the darker shade, which would be almost a peach. Click the lock so that it unlocks our size, and we can adjust this proportionately. We're going to go up to width, and we're going to make that 6.5, and we're going to make the height 4.5, and then click back into your box. Now this will give us a 1/4 of an inch all the way around our overlay that our card will peek through. Alright, that's all finished. Click your lock. Let's add our graphic. Now the flower that I'm selecting, I found at pixabay.com, and you can just download a graphic, and I'm going to select this rose. And once the rose comes in, you'll notice off to the side it's a cut and print. We do not want that as a cut and print. We want to click on line type, and we're going to click on draw. That will eliminate our machine from cutting out this rose, and we do not have to send it to our printer. Now we're going to resize this, and you can use any graphic you want. Just select one that will fit on your card so that you can have a little bit of space on the bottom for a phrase. And I am going to select the text, and I'm going to type in the word friend. Then I'll go to font, but I want to click on filter, and I want to change that to all writing fonts. Now you can select any font you'd like. I am going to use a Cricut Access font, which is called A Perfect Day. These letters are a little bit too far apart, so I am going to click on letter space, the down arrow. By every click, it will move your letters together a little bit, and that looks good. Otherwise my R and I are going to be too close. Now I need to make this a little bit smaller, and I need to bring it to the front. And that looks good. With my word highlighted, I'm going to press my shift, hold it, and click on my card. And I'm going to click on align, and I want to center that horizontally, and that moved my word over right there. Now I'm going to click back on my graphic for my rows, and I can change the color of the rows. So I'm going to click over on the black dot, and I'm going to change it to moccasin. And then my draw for my word friends, I'm going to change that to raspberry. By having two separate colors, my machine will stop and tell me to insert a different color of pen. And at that point I can do it, or I can just click on the go and it will continue. Now I'm going to drag a box around all objects and click on attach, so that my flower and my word stays on my overlay. Now I'm going to move my card back over. Your verse would be down here on the inside. So let's click on text, and I'm going to type in friends make the world enter a happier place, enter, especially I'm going to put in a good friend like you. Not going to fit together the way I'd like them to fit. So I'm going to click on advance, and I'm going to ungroup two lines, and I'm going to manually just kind of move these around so that they will fit together, and I have to kind of watch where my upper and lower cases letters come. That will work. Now I'm going to highlight all of it. Whoops, I don't want my cards, so I'm going to just highlight my words, and I'm going to shrink this down enough. I'm going to need to group these together so that I don't keep moving them around. Okay, that works better. Now I'm going to group those together. I'll put my card back in place, grab a hold of my verse, and I'm still going to shrink this down a bit more. And again, I'm going to go to align, and I'm going to center horizontally. Now my card is finished. So I'm going to drag a box around and select all parts of the card base as well as my words, and I'm going to click on attach. That will keep my words onto my card base when I cut it out. Now at this point you can select all and go up and click on save. Now it's all saved, and I'm going to click on make it. This will take it to the different mats, and as you can see, the overlay is on the peach layer, and my card itself, the base, is on the golden colored base. And I'm not going to need to mirror anything. I'm just going to leave it as is, and then I would click continue. I am going to show you some really cool pen adapters from Kid Smart Productions. These adapters will allow you to use your everyday pens in your Cricut Explorer, Explorer Air, Explorer Air 2, and the Maker. Now let me show you how to do this. Remember, use my code BCS10 to receive a 10% discount off your order of any set of 3 adapters up to the ultimate set like I have. I have taken out the Cricut adapter, and I am going to put in the adapter from Kid Sharp Production, and I want to make sure that the straight edge goes in so that it's facing me, and you want to wait for the click. Once you hear the click, then you can insert your pen. I placed a piece of paper under my holder just to make sure in case my pen touches my paper. You want to insert the pen until you hear that click. Once you hear the click, you know you are all set to go. These adapters hold the pens no matter which pen I use. They hold them perfectly. They don't wobble around and they're held in place so you get a good, clean, sharp line. For the pink, I am using a Bic Crystal pen. It has stopped and now I need to change the color of the pen. And I am now going to put in, hear the click? I'm going to put in the Sharpie pen adapter, and this is the pen, oops, backwards. This is the pen I will be using. So you put that in until you hear it click. Close the door, and then I am going to hit the go. My machine is now cutting out my overlay, and then I will load the paper for the card base. I have reattached my original Cricut adapter, and I am going to insert the score tool. As you can see, it printed out very well.